Women in the tech sector have been trailing their male peers for years. A group of women gathered in Tel Aviv to address the current successes and obstacles. Ann Bayer, the chapter director of Women in Tech Israel, spoke to the Media Line about the importance of empowering women to succeed in male-dominated fields.
We have today like 200 women who gathered with a few men to think about the future of FemTech, meaning solutions that would be woman-centric. We have a vision. The vision of our president, Ayumi Mo Aoki, from the very start was, let's say, before the end of the decade, so 2029, we need to put 5 million more women and girls into tech, into STEM, standing for science, technology, engineering, and math, both at the level of students at university and also at later stage in their career, because a lot of women that are into tech do not necessarily stay into tech, or they need some kind of sisterhood and solidarity and coaching and mentoring in order to sustain their own career and their path.
Karen Schechter, CEO of Maccabi Enterprise and Management, praised the event for addressing critical global issues, from closing gender gaps to redefining women's roles in leadership and healthcare.
I said when I took the stage that I felt like we put all the huge important issues in the modern world in one room. How to mind the gender gaps, how to influence the medical industry, and how to create our appearance as females in the highest influence position.
The event highlighted groundbreaking startups addressing women's needs, including Ima Health, led by CEO and co-founder Beatrice Kemla.
Ima is a comprehensive solution to help to allow women to perform their own transvaginal scan by themselves. So it's an ultrasound, ultra-portable that you can manipulate by yourself without any movement, and a software molecular follicular tool for physician. The first use case is IVF. But the objective here is to help to increase and to facilitate the IVF journey for women, which is very hard. And secondly, to increase the level of quality and the IVF success rate. This is the first objective with the system. And second objective, of course, is to empower women.
Participants at the summit discussed the gender gap in the industry, emphasizing the challenges women face in reaching leadership roles in Israel and beyond.
I have seen contradictory studies, some of them saying that we are better positioned and others showing that we are not. So I would say that even if you have statistics about how many women work among the 10% of the working population in Israel, which is in high tech, you will not get the right picture about science, about technical positions. Because a lot of women that work in high tech are not in these CTO positions. They are more in sales, in promoting the development of the products, but less on the technical aspect.
Usually in Israel we have about 10% female founders, which is not where we want to be, obviously, for many reasons. Actually in FemTech the ratio is, of course, better. So globally I think the number is 70% of FemTech founders are women and 30% are men. Unfortunately, men raise twice as much money as women on the average, so we have a lot to improve. But in general, in healthcare, especially in biotech, we see more female founders.
Hila Goldman Aslan, CEO and co-founder of Dia Imaging Analysis, is trying to understand why the gap is so big.
I think in healthcare in general there are more women than other areas, and sometimes I'm wondering why. It might be that being around the healthcare make it more relevant for them, or more acceptance in terms of the industry, but still it's not enough. The ratio is very low. It's getting slightly better through the years, but there is still a lot of work to do to make it 50-50, which is very far from being there.
This is our mission, to mind these gaps and to change the reality.
Speakers also tackled challenges for female founders, such as securing funding and shared tips on building confidence and pitching effectively.
Of course, funding is very difficult, and in Israel there are about 15% female VCs, and that includes the legal counselors and HR. So most often female founders will pitch to a male VC, and it's harder. And I think funding is the problem. Also, women tend to pitch later, so they want to get more data, they want to be more secure in their results, where male will come in early and bullshit their way through. So I think we need to learn to be more confident.
It's not easy to raise money, whatever happens in this period specifically, but we know that when you speak about women's health, it's even harder because investors think it's a niche. But if you think about half of the worldwide population are women, so it's not a niche, women's health, but this is what it is.
Advice at the summit focused on thriving in male-dominated industries, with speakers emphasizing persistence, ethnicity, and leveraging women's unique strength to succeed.
First of all, you should be unforgettable and to stick and to be very persistent in your message. And I believe that in the end, the authenticity and your truth will pop up.
I heard people talking about the fact that we have to behave a little bit like a man and have a male trait in order to raise money. I think today a lot of men have feminine traits, and it's okay. So we need to mix emotion and maybe more scientific approaches.
From Tel Aviv, Veronica Neifach reporting for the Media Line.